Welcome. This is Brain 10, where we brainstorm 10 ideas twice a week. And today's episode number 30. Wow, it's kind of crazy. But we're going to talk about 10 things that you need to know about LinkedIn. We were recently in like a networking meeting, and we got to talk a little bit about LinkedIn, not a whole bunch. So we decided to make this episode go a little bit more in depth about LinkedIn. And yeah, we're excited about our 10 things that we found out about LinkedIn. I mean, I can say for myself that I'm not a huge LinkedIn user. I'm not a power user. I'm not an expert by any means. But some of the things that we found out, pretty cool stuff that I didn't know about, and I'm pretty sure Aaron didn't know about. But again, my name is Christian, and this is
Aaron. Awesome.
Okay, so let's just move into number one. Some of these things are going to be, pretty basic. Other stuff is going to be, stuff that I really didn't even know about. So number one, we're just going to start with something that everyone should know, which is make sure that your profile is complete, basically. LinkedIn even makes a little progress circle, you can say, and it tells you how complete your profile is. You want to make sure that your profile is 100% clean and finished completely, basically. And another very important thing is to make sure that you have that clean, professional looking picture. That's something that we talked about in our group. And even if you can't afford a nice photographer or anything, just stand with a nice looking shirt, tie against a nice background, and that's it. It doesn't have to be like a super professional picture, but you just have to make sure that it looks nice and it looks clean and professional. So yeah.
Yeah, that was the premise for anything that we were talking about the other day. Even we had a coach or a business coach talking specifically on LinkedIn, and that was one of the main things that she was saying was that so many people don't fill that out effectively. And then getting back to what we believe in, if you're not doing well at something, or if you're just starting out, that's fine. But if you're not active on there, it's probably better to not be on something and have it not appear bad than to be on there and then just not show anything at all.
Right. Yeah, I was looking through my, potential or people you may know on LinkedIn, and there were so many friends that they don't even have a picture,
Right.
Or even where they work at, but they still have a LinkedIn for some reason. So I don't know.
Okay. Before I move on to number two, I want to move over to the question real quick because JP suggesting that we do summarize each of the 10 points using the question feature, put it in a square. So yeah, I don't know what Christian thinks about that, but it's kind of on the spot. We could do something like that if you want to start doing that for number two, and then just get it over there.
So just copy and paste that. Yeah.
Right. Or at least a summarized version of that. I don't know. They're probably pretty summarized with that, so that'd be for talking points. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, we'll play with that as the show goes on. So let's get on to number two real quick. And number two is LinkedIn Groups app. So most people who understand LinkedIn understand that there's groups already on LinkedIn, but what a cool feature that the app just brought out is the interface. It's so user friendly, and groups are just a great way to connect with other users. Now, if you're on LinkedIn and you're just trying to friend and invite people and trying to get business connections that way or grow or get a job, it's not really an effective way or as effective to promote yourself or to promote your business or grow or anything. Groups are niche. You can find something that you're interested in, people that you're passionate about, things that you're passionate about, and connecting with those people. Now, with the mobile app, it's very, very user-friendly. It's only focused on the groups, interacting with groups, and allows you to really stay focused on the group aspect of it. So whether it's to write a post, whether it's to comment on something, anything that's basically to do with the groups, because I know that right now the LinkedIn mobile app, you can access the groups app, or you can access the groups on the mobile app for LinkedIn, but it's kind of glitchy and it's not as user friendly.
Yeah, and I think from what I was reading is that you can only have um, you can only be a member of only 50 groups, I believe.
Oh, I did not know that.
So yeah, there's a cap on how many groups you can be in. Uh, from what I was reading, I believe it's 50. Uh, and the article talked about how take advantage of that. If it gives you the ability to be on 50 groups, then maybe be on 50 groups. But then again, it goes back to, if you want to be on those groups, you want to make sure that you're, doing your part. Not just being a member of it for the sake of being a member. But you need to be a member in order to, grow. It gives you a lot of exposure to be in these groups. So,
right, providing that value, always getting back to the value.
All right. So number 3. So basically, what we would. Okay, I'm just gonna go. Number 3. We're gonna talk about company pages. Basically, this is something that we didn't really touch on in our meeting. Which a lot of people were talking about, their personal LinkedIn pages, but a lot of these people had small businesses, and I don't think they even knew that you can have, your own company page. And with that, there's content and SEO keywords and a lot more things that come with, creating a bigger presence for you inside of LinkedIn by creating that company page. The other huge thing about it was that if you have employees and they're able to link, if your employees work for you and they're on LinkedIn too, they can do like I worked at so and so company, and that gives you another link to your business. So it gives you basically more exposure for you to have your company page as well as your own personal on LinkedIn. Again, it's another avenue for you to provide value for people. And one thing, I was reading this, that they do change, a lot of things constantly. So you want to make sure that you're up to date with company pages. And LinkedIn does a really good job with providing all the information you would need to succeed in their platform. So they have a lot of white papers and blog posts and SlideShares on, how to be present in LinkedIn, how to do it correctly, best practices. And they provide a lot of information. So,
and I would say that piggyback on that as well. While adding your business page and connecting that with your personal, that also helps with SEO too. So your search engine showing up better and people finding your website. So you can link your company business page, all of that all shows up into Google search. So just another added bonus to creating a company page. Giving yourself more exposure. Okay, so number 4 is LinkedIn is not just for searching a job. And we kind of touched about that in the previous question in number 3 about, hey, you can have a business. But a lot of people, this was a misconception that we had in the group on Monday the other day, was that you can only, or you're only going to LinkedIn if you want to connect to someone who works at a company to get a job. And you're only there to basically have an avenue to find a position. It's not for people who are small business owners. So that's a misconception. And we want to definitely say that it's for businesses completely. A business page adds the tons of value with that. And I don't know if I would say that the business page is more important than the personal page, because they kind of are intertwined together. If people, if you're the CEO of the company and you're representing that business page, they're going to check out the business, so they're also going to check out you as well. So they're both, I would say they're equal, but they are not, that's not the common misconception is that LinkedIn is still only about people who are looking for a career. You can also be that business and provide the value as a business instead of an individual. And we have Tiffany down here real quick. She said, many people are not honest with what you put on LinkedIn. Tiffany, we will answer that question. That's a very good question. Let's kind of spur the moment, but many people are not honest with what you put on LinkedIn. Yeah, so I think LinkedIn is just a starting point. A lot of people believe that the LinkedIn is like the end all be all, and like they're going to make the decision on whether or not to work with you from that. Some people will, but I would challenge you to not only check out their LinkedIn page, but that I would say to check out their website, check out their Facebook, and see what's consistent with them as a brand and them as a person. Because if you're going off of just what they put on LinkedIn anyway, then it's very shallow ground. People are highlighting themselves and promoting themselves, so of course they're going to put the best things. But I think JP made a good point. It's a very small minority of people who are going to lie and steal and cheat to do that for their LinkedIn page. But just do some more research on them. Take another step. If you're thinking there's no way that this guy has 20 businesses and he's doing all of this, okay, he's probably written a book or something. Find out some more stuff about him. So hopefully that answers it a little bit. And we can jump back into that after this. But Christian, let's get to number 5.
Okay, number 5, it's called Pulse. And this is basically just an awesome section inside of LinkedIn where basically you can discover articles written by people inside of LinkedIn and companies inside of LinkedIn. You can see what's trending as far as the articles. And a lot of these articles are basically catered towards your interests and depending on the industry that you're in and so forth, and who do you follow and things of that nature. That Pulse section, you can find it under your interest in the top navigation. And I've heard a lot about this. I know, I think Tony Robbins is one that really posts a lot. I mean, all these big influencers, they do use Pulse in order to kind of like get this kind of more like articles, blog posts, get them out there. So.
Yeah, and I was listening to a podcast this morning on LinkedIn a little bit, and I think that it was Pulse that they were talking about, that if you're a small business, it may not be the best option for you with Pulse. Now, if you get into middle-sized business, or if you're just growing like crazy with your business, then Pulse may be an option. But I think that it comes with a price tag, so that may be the biggest issue. Really, is that small businesses aren't going to want to pay a couple $100 per month to use Pulse, at least right now, unless they're getting a bunch of connections off there. Okay, so I don't want to miss anything, but that is the concept. We got some questions going on over there in the question board if you want to answer that, Christian. All right, so let's move on to number 6. I want to thank Bacon Strip for coming in. That's cool. All right. So number 6 is SlideShare. And if you are not familiar with SlideShare, think about PowerPoint, think about just interactive video anyway, but you're putting it on there in a professional sense. So if you have anything that you've created as far as visuals, video, anything that's professional, I would say to definitely keep it professional, because this is more of a business platform. You can share that on there, and this allows it to be shared as a post. Other companies can use it. It can be informative. It can help your audience grow, because honestly, not very many people are doing it. It takes a little bit more work, and nobody wants to put in the work. So if you do create a SlideShare and it does provide value, you will get shared. And there's a lot of resources and a lot of statistics that show that people that do the SlideShares and do them effectively have a lot higher ROI with LinkedIn than people who just go to the groups or just update the pages. So JP's over in the sidebar over here giving praise to the ROI on SlideShare. Now, again, I cannot stress enough that you have to provide value. It can't just be like, hey, this is great. LinkedIn will help you grow your business. And then it just says your business name. No, you have to create the shareable content.
Yeah. I think the first time I stumbled upon a SlideShare was just searching for something on Google, and I stumbled on, and it was inside of LinkedIn. It was a SlideShare, and it was like 30 some slides talking about a certain topic that I was, researching. Yeah, I mean, it's a great tool for, to bring that value.
Right. And like you said, you found it by stumbling across Google. So, that right there is somebody could stumble upon you with search rankings just off of something from the SlideShare with LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And JP is adding that you can easily convert a PowerPoint or Adobe Creative to SlideShare. And I was playing around with it a little bit this morning. You can pretty much upload a PDF document. You can upload the PowerPoint, all of that to SlideShare. That's very, very cool. You've already created the stuff. Now just share it on LinkedIn to give the quality to your followers.
Mm-hmm. All right. So number 7, it's called LinkedIn Showcase pages. These are basically niche pages that you can create branched off of a bigger company. So think about Microsoft creating a showcase page for their Office suite. The same thing could go for us if we have our BitBranding page and we wanted to kind of create a smaller page just for our Brain 10 show, maybe, So it's just basically a more catered niche, and Aaron provided the link down there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can basically expand and provide more value that way. Obviously, you don't want to spread yourself too thinly, but with bigger companies, obviously, it makes a little bit more sense. Like I said, Microsoft talking about, because they have, Skype, Xbox, Office, they have all of these branches inside of Microsoft. So just having that Microsoft, page wouldn't make sense for them. They would have to have all these other ones. So when we grow big and we're a multi-million-dollar company, you'll see BitBranding, and then you'll see, all these other mini pages in there.
Right. It kind of reminds me of YouTube's version of like playlist. It's like you have the Brain 10 playlist, you have like, promotional playlist, all that stuff curated for that one device. Okay, so number 8. Let me get in here real quick. So number 8 is very simple, but I would highly suggest anybody to. Sorry, I got a question down here. JP said, "Come back." Can you still hear us? Can everybody still hear us?
I think that's for Tiffany.
Okay. So number 8 is custom URL. Just like anything with your Twitter page, your Instagram page, Facebook, we always practice and we always tell our clients to keep everything consistent. If you're BitBranding, be BitBranding on Facebook, be BitBranding on Instagram. If you're BitBranding Co., be BitBranding Co. on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. On your personal LinkedIn page, if you are branding yourself, you can create a custom URL. Right now, it's a bunch of like backlinks, numbers, letters, everything. You can actually create your own custom URL. So mine is like literally my / and then my custom URL for my personal page. And it's all consistent with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So people are able to find you. So very small, easy touch to do, but it just makes it look cleaner and more professional.
Sorry. Okay, wow. So we're on number 9. Number 9, this is actually a really cool feature inside of LinkedIn, and I didn't even know about this. And I recently found out about it, and it's just awesome. I don't know, Aaron, if you can put the link down there, that would be really cool. But it's basically LinkedIn. It's called LinkedIn Labs, and they allow you to basically grab all the data from your LinkedIn profile and turn it into a resume. Just like that. All you have to do is just pick the template, and you get to customize some of the content. So it's not just everything exactly verbatim as it is on your LinkedIn page. You can change some stuff around. and then it gives you the the ability to save it as a PDF document or a Word document. Again, this saves a lot of time, and it creates that consistency with your online professional image and your in paper. Here's my stuff, and it will be the same thing online if they look you up on LinkedIn, which is wonderful. Again, it saves a lot of time, and it's just it was really cool. I haven't done it myself, but I will do. Check it out. Not that I need it, but I just want to see how it works.
Right. Yeah, we can. I definitely want to, post that out there so people can do it. I want to know if it's like an easy step-by-step process, how seamless it is. But yeah, for anybody who's struggling or just getting out of college or anything, and they're like, again, you're talking about spreading them too thin. They're like, now I got to create a resume. Now I have to create a LinkedIn page. And it's like, no. You can just cut it down, literally save yourself half the time to do that. So the link is down there. So if anybody has a resume that they need to do, check out that. But I think, yeah, that's really, really cool. I wish I would have found that, a long time ago.
Right.
I don't know how long it's been out, but. All right. So moving on to number 10 here. The 10th one is how to, or that you have the ability to add, move, or rearrange your LinkedIn page. So right now you have your name or profile, then you have like your little bio, where you've worked, your volunteer, the groups that you're associated with. But I don't know if anybody knew, you can actually go to the right-hand side of that, and there's a little toggle switch, and you can move up a section, you can move it down a section, you can move it wherever you want it to go, or you can even delete a section. If you only want your company profile name and where you volunteer at, you have that option. So it's literally a picture, description, and volunteer, or you can customize it however you'd like. So each person's LinkedIn page right now, for most of the ones that I've been to, look the exact same. So if you wanted to stand out a little bit, maybe a good idea to change it up a little bit. You do have that option to show people where you've worked or maybe what projects you've helped with. So I just think that it was a cool feature to, if you're a designer, if you're a marketing company, you could give like an example of the client's works that you've done. That could be its own section too. So pretty cool.
All right, so I think that does it. That's the 10 things that you need to know about LinkedIn. I know this is kind of maybe a weird little show, but I think that the implementation of doing the 10 things with the questions, I think it's a great idea, just to keep everyone on the same page. I really do like that. So we might start doing that. Thank you, JP, for that.
Yeah. You can always find more about us, or if you jumped into the show late, I'll post the link down here for our YouTube page. You can subscribe there. We're just trying to get to 100 YouTube subscribers by May 1st. That is our only push out to you guys, is that, subscribe, but we will upload the show notes, and you can grab the show notes, use everything that we've already done the research on, and grow your business. That's all we're care about, is providing the value for you guys. And then real quick, we'll stay around, but I wanted to answer this. So Dr. E.J. Johnson said that LinkedIn has stepped up its game, and I've been sleeping on it. Yes, that's kind of what we were talking about today, was the fact that they've upgraded their interface. They have new apps. They have a new way to interact with people. So they've definitely stepped up their game. They're trying to compete with Facebook and everything else for their attention. So although you missed some of the show, like I said, with the YouTube page, just do us a favor, subscribe up there. And then if you're like, hey, we don't really want to watch the show again, take our show notes, take our links, and go use that to grow your business. So I think if you're ready, we can wrap this up, and then we'll stick around if anybody has any questions.
Yes. So thank you for everyone who's watching right now or watching the replay. Again, this is Brain 10. My name is Christian.
And my name is Aaron.
And this was episode 30, 10 things that you need to know about LinkedIn. Thank you very much.
Oh, and we'll see you guys on Friday. Actually, I think we're going to move the time to 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Just mark that on your calendars this Friday, because there you go. We had a lot of participation, a lot of people jumping in, 30 or 40 people jumping in on 11:30 a.m. last Friday. So let's see if that continues. But all right, thanks, guys.